You see, the speech was to speak professionally. But in Pansophy Toastmasters, the professionality of things can also be humorous. So as I'm running through this space, you might be wondering, what is this man doing? He's making a fool of himself as he's running through this empty room that's actually just a filter. But in actuality, this right here is my first novel. And you might be wondering, how is this your first novel? We'll get to this as we enter the speech. Now, why is this not sharing? Okay. So, you want to write a novel. How do you do it? Where do you start? Where do you go when you finished what you started? How does that build up to giving it to someone? How do I even start? What language do I use? Is there even a proper way to write a book? A lot of these questions we tend to ask ourselves when we want to write a novel. Now, the thing is about writing a book or a novel. Many of us here have had this dream of writing a novel. Like maybe someone here, you've came up with an idea. It's like, I want to write a book about this child who grew up to be one of the greatest martial artists in history. And we'll name him Kenshi, and we'll say he's Kenshi's mightiest disciple. And, you want to write about all the fights he's had, all the hurdles, all the enemies he's faced, and all these friendships he's bonded over. But how does that go into writing it itself? Well, first, I want to talk about myself. So, what qualifies me to speak about this topic on how to write a novel? Well, as you can see right here, this is actually my novel. I started at the age of 16 writing this book and finished it about a year and a half ago when I fully published it on Amazon Kindle. Now, to me, this book was a dream, but it was the first step of my dream. I never thought I would get to a point where I'd just look at the entire manuscript that I wrote and say, wow, I can send this to someone and not be judged for horrible grammar. But let's start with how long have I been writing? So 16-year-olds until now. That is 7 years. I am right now 23 years old. And for me, literature writing, creative writing, and novel writing has always been a passion of mine that I've always followed. And if you ask anyone who knows me, if they asked me what's my hobby or passion, I would have brought up writing instantly along with my book and probably tried to market it towards them. The second thing is, this book is not just I wrote it and I left it, but I actually published it. And it's open to the world to purchase and to read. And to do that, I had to do a few things. I have experiences with writing query letters to agencies and literary agents. So these are people who, if you're writing for the first time, you'd want to go to an agent. But if you're already famous, like for example, George R.R. Martin, who's a millionaire and has many people following him already, you do self-publishing. And we'll get to that later. So I know for new writers, writing to agencies and literally agents is vital. And the last one is I know a lot about the market. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in the market, but I've been in it long enough to know how things go and what people usually tend to go for and why they go for what they want. So let's start with what you need to know. Your audience. When you start your novel, the first thing you want to ask yourself with the idea you have, who is this for? Is it a children's book? Is it for teenagers, young adults, senior citizens? What generation? What type of people are they? Are we going for people who are in the high-end classes? Is this a technical novel? Is this more romantic-based? Is it targeted more to men or to women? Who are you trying to attract with these words? Your style. How does your style emphasize your story? For example, for me, I like writing simple. So if someone's walking down the street, I'd say, this man has walked down the crackered lane of Boingham. But then you go to other writers and say, as the man walked into the sun rays, leaving his humble abode, he has stepped on the cracked lane with stones and pebbles being kicked to a distance. And as the heat vibrates off of his skin into his consciousness and yada yada, and they would spend the next hour explaining he walked down the road. And these kind of stories depict what you're trying to project towards the readers, or this type of style. So what's your genre? Now I'll tell you guys from the get-go, the most popular genre in book writing is romance or rom-coms. These are the most desired, the most wanted, the most best-selling, etc., etc., etc. These books are popular for a reason, is because a lot of people who read, they want to feel the emotion of the romance. So that's why in literature, a lot of people tend to describe everything that's happening, so that the person, when they're reading it, they experience everything that's happening through their mind. With action, with action or adventure or thrillers, it's better to see. But when it comes to feelings and emotions, it's better to read. And that's why romance is a popular genre. So pick your genre. Pick what you want to write about. And this is probably the most important thing you need to know: your time. How is your schedule? For me, it took 6 years to finish, and that's because of my schedule. I didn't take account of my education. I didn't take account of my responsibilities. And so I said, I'm going to finish this book in 2 months, and I was very wrong. It took me 6 years. And every time I used to write the book or continue to write, I used to tell myself, hey, I'm going to finish it next month. And I kept doing that for 6 years. So know your schedule. Are you the kind of person who's motivated on their weekends? Are you the kind of person who prefers to write after work to relieve the stress? Are you the type of person who will only write in a specific desk somewhere in your house, but nowhere else? And you can only make time to sit at that desk at certain times of the day? Take all these information into account, because all of this, the audience, the style you write, and the genre, and your time, they affect the quality of your novel. Now, when it comes to writing, there are 4 phases of writing. So the first one is drafting. You sit at the desk, you open your laptop or your notebook or whatever, your typewriter, and you just write. Write whatever comes to mind. You can just ignore these grammatical errors here and there, but you're just writing a draft of how everything's going to be. And then you go to finalizing, which is when you're reviewing everything you wrote and making sure that it's right and there's everything is according to the process. And then finally, you would go to publishing the book, is by going to a literary agent or a self-publishing way and releasing it. So a lot of you are wondering, these are only 3. Where's the 4th phase? And that's the marketing phase. Now, the marketing phase has no position, because the marketing phase is existent through all phases. You can market your book without even writing it. You can market it while it's finalizing, and you can market right after you're publishing. So marketing doesn't really have to do anything with the stage of what you're doing, as long as it's being marketed. Similarly, how they market video games. The video game was never completed. So why would they market a game that's not completed? And that's to get the viewers. That's to attract traction from the audience for the book once it's released. And then you have a lot of people all at once reviewing it and looking over it, so on and so forth. So let's go into details on each one. So the drafting phase. What is the drafting phase? So you start by writing an outline to your novel. And by outline, you'd say that I'm not going to go into full detail of what's supposed to happen on the first page where I write 1,000 letters. And then after that, I just go to the next page and realize, wait, I need to make sure this goes with what I wrote there. And then you can keep doing that. And then at some point, you're going to reach 1,000 pages or 200 pages, and you're not even going to know what's even going on. So make an outline. And some examples of writing an outline is, who is the protagonist? State that clearly. Who is the protagonist? Why are they the protagonist? And this is also very important, because if you're going to talk a story about this certain individual, why is it interesting for us to know about this person? And then you're going to talk about what's their goal. Why? Okay, now we know why they're the protagonist. So what does this protagonist want to do? And then you're going to say, where are they? Are they in space? Are they in their home? What's the location? What's the scenery? Because you have to describe their location for us to relate to what the protagonist is doing at all times. And there are some strategies in going about this. For example, you don't necessarily have to speak about, well, they just say like, oh, he's in his house, but rather you can just describe what he feels as he wakes up in the morning. And there's a lot of strategies to go about this. And then you want to talk about the antagonist. Now, the antagonist doesn't necessarily have to be a person. The antagonist can be an entity, an idea. For example, I am the protagonist of a story about mental struggles, and the antagonist is depression, or the antagonist could be I have bipolar or I have schizophrenia. So pick your antagonist exactly. What is the struggle that's happening here? And then you want to talk about, why is this person struggling? Why is this struggling the person? So, for example, my schizophrenia prevents me from socializing with people or going properly into society. And that's why it's the antagonist, or why people see it as a bad thing. And then what happens if the antagonist wins? What happens if I lose to the schizophrenia? And then you can say, what happens if, what happens if, sorry, this is a type. What happens if I win? What happens if the protagonist wins? What's the outcome of that? How can the protagonist, feel better about overcoming the antagonist? And there are many other examples you can go with here. But as I'm going through all these bullet points, in the novel, you have to set a pace. You have to set a pace for every single section of the story you're writing. For example, you can't just say that in one page, they're at their house, and then in half a page just explained how they traveled to the moon. You know, that's a lot of lost information. I don't know what's going on. There's no way for me to attach myself to a pace like this, because I don't, even if I'm the reader, cannot understand this, then how are other readers going to understand this? And then set your word count goals. Now, this is a good way to start your drafting phase, and that's by setting a word count. So, for example, you can say, I want to put 1,000 words every day, 500 words every day, so on and so forth. But the point of setting a word count is to make sure that your schedule or your time coincides with what you want to output. Now, for the finalizing phase, this is a pretty technical phase, because you're looking mostly for grammatical errors. You're getting people to read your book for you. They tell you what they think of it. You know, you look for inconsistencies, you look for plot holes, etc., etc. So this is mostly just trying to make it more reader friendly and more appropriate to put out on bookshelves. Then you want to talk about the publishing phase. Now, for publishing, there are two types of publishing. As I stated before, there is literary agents, and then there's self-publishing. So let's talk about literary agents. So to contact a literary agent, you just don't email them or send your book through a website. You actually need to send a query letter. Now, a query letter contains 3 paragraphs. So it's similar to any other letter, but these paragraphs are very important. Now, a query letter, the first paragraph of a query letter is intended to hook the agent to your book. This is where you tell them why they should take your book and why them taking your book is beneficial to them. So you state whatever connections you have with the agents or with other writers and other agencies as well. So they'll be like, all right, this man knows what he's talking about. There is something to gain from this, and I will go in for it. The second one is the summary of your story. You just basically send them what your story is about. It has to be brief and to the point. You don't want to bore the literary agent. And the last one is your portfolio. So you talk about yourself. And here you have to flaunt your achievements and your experiences with books. So if you're someone who is new, like me, I struggled with this paragraph because I had nothing. I didn't really have much. So the best I could say is that I've been working on this for a very long time. I have taken inspiration from many famous authors, and I have also had a few people around me who liked the book, but that's all I could say. So if you're someone with achievements, make sure you put it in there. And here is some resources. So this is a useful link I used to use. It's www.agentquery.com. So this has a list of a bunch of agents, as well as query letters that were famously accepted by agents. And these are query letters of already published bestsellers. So you can take that into inspiration when you're writing your query letter. And now I want to talk about self-publishing. Now, self-publishing, you basically go to a publisher, you pay from your own money to print this book, and you will sell it through retails and online services. Now, the difference between self-publishing and an agent will handle all of this for you. The self-publishing, the marketing, the design, the illustration. He'll take your manuscript and he'll handle everything, and you'll get a small margin from it. But if you self-publish, you get to keep a larger margin of whatever you sell. So that's the main difference. Now, you might be thinking there's pros and cons. Well, yes, there is pros and cons. You can also self-publish online on websites and ebooks such as Amazon Kindle. That's where I published it. But the thing is about self-publishing, this is where more successful authors, they take this route. So if you're a new author, I would recommend going through an agent first, because you don't have the resources, the people, the audience to back you up on this book. So what you want to do is you want to get the audience first. And then when you have enough audience, you can go to self-publishing. And then that will make your author career more and more advanced. So if anyone reaches this phase, please tell me. I have yet to reach this phase myself. Next, we want to talk about marketing. So there's one quote someone told me, and that is, it doesn't matter how good your book is. You could have written the best book in existence, and anyone who reads it will think that there is no other book that's better than this book. But it will be nothing if you don't market it. Because if you don't market it, no one will know about it. No one will know that this book is the best book. And that's the thing about marketing your book. 20% of publishing your novels is writing it. The other 80% is marketing. And there are a lot of marketing methods you can do. You can do social media. You can do book fairs. You can do book competitions and marketing campaigns. So one of the most intriguing one for me is actually book competitions, because there is an actual book called the Witcher series. They also made a TV series on Netflix from him, and they also made a video game about this book series. And the reason why this specific series got popular was because of a book competition. He submitted it. He did not even get first place. He got second place. This was in Norway. He got second place for this book series. And some people from a gaming company contact him and say, hey, we want to make a game on your book. And he's like, all right, sure. And that's how his series became famous. So now let's look at the scroll of truth. Now this scroll I have written in my blood, tears, and my sweat. And I believe in every letter of this phrase. And that is, anyone can write, but it takes patience to finish. You hear a lot of stories about people when they write books, and they'll tell you that it took me 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. But believe it or not, actually writing the book takes about 2 to 3 months. And the difference is that a lot of them, they don't have the motivation, or they don't have the patience to stick on a screen for a bunch of hours every day typing away at the keyboard. I've done that, and I can tell you by the first 20 minutes, you will be exhausted. You will be mentally drained, exhausted, and you'll have no desire to continue. And that's one of the main roles why it's hard. A lot of people struggle to write books. You'll see many stories of people saying, I wrote the first, I wrote the first 5 pages, and then they just quit because they couldn't stick to the regime of writing. And that's where the patience comes in. I think, thank you all for coming to my speech. That's it for my topic of how to write a novel. The floor is open to Q&A, questions and answers. If anyone wants to answer a question, ask a question, and I will answer that question. The floor is open. All right, no questions. Then thank you very much for coming. And that's it for my speech.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much It's been a dream for me to write a book, and I've been acting procrastinating, and I think you just have uh, re-energized my ambition and motivation. That was a great speech. Thank you so much. We really enjoyed it. But obviously, I will leave the evaluator to say his comments later. I don't want to interfere with him. Now, having said that, timer, can you please tell us the time which was taken to complete the project?
It's about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. That's great. That is great. It's between 18 and 22. That was awesome. I think after that speech, I don't know, I'm going to say we need a break or we need to digest what has been said. Obviously, being an evaluator at the same time as a TMOD, I will try to hide during the table topic session so I can reflect and write my notes. Now, having said that, Mr. President, shall we move on to table topic or shall we take a 5-10 minute break for prayer? I don't know. The call is yours.
Let's take a 5-10 minute break for prayer, as I've been standing for 20 minutes and I wish to rest for.
I think you deserve that. You deserve.
All right.
So we'll take 10 minutes. It's 7:05. We come back 7:15. We finish our prayer and we come back, right?
Yes.
All right,
10, we'll come back at 7:50, right? The break starts now. Timer, please put the timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
15 minutes. All right.
7:15. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
How to write a book, he said. Oh man. You see.
I see, yeah. I see.
We all see my brother.
Now it's break time.
Oh, but I can talk in the break time if I'm here. Al-Amr, you can't stop me from doing that. Even if you wave 100 times, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see. I'm
can
looking at you.
I will see you on the table topics.
Wait, who's the table topic master? Is it him?
Me.
Oh.
You see him in front of you.
You see, bro.
Yahya, why? Yahya, I'm sorry. I'm gonna chill here. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, me neither.
I need to write some notes, actually, in my list.
No, I just got finished writing my questions as well. So I'm like.
By the way, do we have... you're more familiar with the people. Do you have guests in this session? Muhammad Al-Hassan is no stranger. What about Muhammad Sultan? Do you think?
I think so, yeah.
I'll ask when my time comes. When my time comes, nice. Bro, I need to shave this. Or not shave it, trim it.
Trim it. Don't shave.
I never shave. I meant trim. Like I do trim to 2, like 2M.
Try to keep it at 3.
No. When I put 3, it's a little bit denser than I like, and it grows fast. So when I put it 3, in less than a week, it's like already annoying. But 2, it takes like 2 weeks for it to become the dense for me to trim it, you know. So like I trim it every 2 to 3 weeks, which is good. But if I do it on 3, then I have to trim it every week and a week and a half, which is...
that can become annoying a bit, yeah.
It is. Amir, what are you doing? I can see you.
Using my phone, bro. Who are you, stranger?
You're using your phone from outer space? Huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I have it here too, bro.
It's funny to put a face on the name, man.
Sorry?
Yeah.
I never met you before. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I just joined, you know, because Faisal's the president. They told me, you know what, I mean, you should join us. You should join us. I'm like, actually, I've been thinking about joining this club, but I never actually did until now. So honestly, it was very sad for me because I pretty much procrastinated, you know. Like I should have joined from the very beginning of my university, but like it was on my mind, like from freshman. But I don't know. It's just, to me, my hobbies were like playing until now. It's like playing video games, playing basketball, sports, love sports. So yeah,
Bro,
but
why
I'm
you're
glad to be here
describing my
now. Glad
life?
to be here.
Why
Sorry.
you're describing my life, bro? But still, man, it's never too late. Glad to have you here, bro.
Yeah, glad to be here too, bro.
You can't believe the amount of praises Faisal had for you, man.
Sorry.
You can't believe the amount of praises Faisal had for you.
Yeah. You mean he's been talking about me ever since?
Oh, bro, man. He's been praising you left and right. He's like,
Oh,
this
actually,
man right here.
I
He's
actually
gonna
thought it was the
pick.
opposite, bro.
No, I
Oh,
got COVID. I got COVID, and my smelling abilities are not really back yet, but I still can smell the sarcasm coming out of your mouth. Bro. Faisal
yo,
just like he just goes roasts you in league, he roasts you in
Yeah,
everything.
everywhere,
Except
man,
basketball.
everywhere,
Except basketball.
everywhere.
He does say you play good basketball. That's the only thing. You know, I don't think he can deny that part. But like everywhere else,
does Faisal even play basketball?
no.
I mean,
that's
I
what-
taught him to play basketball when high school. During high school, we're like, I don't know if you know, but we were together in high school, and yeah, I taught him to play basketball. Like everything he knows about basketball, I'm sure came from me. But yeah,
My
every
man,
like
you were his mentor, huh?
I was his mentor.
And now the tables have flipped. It's turned.
Tables, exactly, exactly. Now I'm here, man.
So how do you?
Got my boy here, bro. Got my boy here.
Look at
Bro,
that
it's
man over there.
this is like a picture where you guys were actually together in Carnival, right?
Yeah, we went to
Yeah.
Carnival this. I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday. We went to yesterday's Carnival.
Yep. I remember. I ate with him there too, like literally, but we're upstairs. So, you know, he just took you as sloppy seconds. Fine.
Hey, man.
It's all right, bro.
He-
Been
he-
there before you.
You gotta make it perfect, you know. Like I had practice. He practiced it with you and made it perfect with me, bro. That's how it is.
That's
Dude, honestly, you know what? That's a strong comeback. That's a strong comeback. I'm just gonna,
that's
I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm
Jeez.
gonna stay quiet.
Yeah, bro. He put you in your place right there.
That was an unexpected strong comeback. I'm gonna keep quiet for now.
It's like I can't mess with no man, boy. I ain't going to do that no more.
Ain't no more. But yeah.
I like how Muhammad Rahman in the back is just like leaning all the way to the right.
No, you know the thing is, Muhammad Amr, he took a pledge. He's like, I'm not gonna speak until the break finishes. Because you know he waved like 20 times, so he can't.
21.
See? Exactly.
21.
And then just drinks water. And he's like, I want to go in the conversation, but I can't because like 10 minutes are not over. So I'll just stay there. I'll wave my head. I'll move my mic as if I'm gonna talk, but I'm not because I'm muted. And, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Amir, what is that?
Hey, who's that, bro? Who is that? There's an imposter among us, bro. There's an imposter among us.
Ah, no, not the Amogus.
Why?
So, Faisal, when did this happen? This picture?
Literally before yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
or
I-
yesterday actually. Yesterday for lunch. He did
No, if
say
you
anyone
notice
want
the
to go for
mask,
lunch.
you could tell when was this.
Not really. It's
So the,
it's in
so the
Corona
waving
times.
man has chosen to speak. He graces us with his words.
You
I
know
have-
it's in Corona times, but you don't know which day. Yani, what?
What
are you
is
saying,
that?
man?
These are crownies.
What are crownies, bro?
It's brownies and cookies.
Yeah.
Cookies and brownies, crownies. Do you live
Yep.
under a rock?
Man,
Crownies.
if someone
That's
if someone
new to me, man. That's first time I've heard about it.
I'm
I
with you
see.
there, Amir. I'm with you
I
there.
see you
bro.
haven't been eating Domino's pizza lately. Okay. I
if
see.
someone's crazy enough to put my picture as a background,
It's actually
And-
not your picture. It's
oh,
it's
it's
our
Amir's
The
picture.
establishment, man.
Our
Why are you so
picture.
full of yourself, man? Why are you so
No,
full
it's
of
because it's because in that picture Amir was sitting there. He's just cropped it for him, you know, to be you and him.
Exactly.
but it's not your
Mm.
picture only. It's
There's
both
two
of you.
people. There's two people in the background. They will never know that they were in a Toastmaster meeting.
See the bigger picture.
Oh, no.
See,
Now
Exactly.
it's three. Now it's three people.
yeah.
Three people,
it's
all
three.
wearing blue, all wearing blue. Coincidentally, man, coincidentally.
Makes sense.
Yes, coincidentally.
He until now Amir has not taken off that shirt just for this moment.
By the way,
Pretty
just
much.
just for your info, the timer
I'm
did
still
not
living the
put
moment,
10
Professor.
minutes, but 10 minutes
Alright.
are over. But we'll just
All
wait.
All right. We'll wait for everyone to come back. Give him like a couple of minutes. If everyone's back, please just raise your hands if your microphone is up. All right. I see everyone's back. In that case, as president, I give the Toastmaster of the day the signal to continue with today's session.
Sorry, unmute. Thank you. I was muted. Sorry, I was writing my evaluation. Now, having said that, and before we go back to the next section, I promise you that 9 areas where we can unplug ourselves from, and I will say them. 1, society's expectations. 2, schedules and demands. 3, overcommitment to tasks and people that don't matter. 4, over-assumption and materialism. 5, the habit of competing, comparing, and criticizing. 6, a life of should and should not. 7, a tradition path that does not make you feel alive. 8, relationships that don't serve you. And last but not least, 9, devices that steal your time with meaningless crap, memes, and other people's drama. These are the things we should really unplug ourselves so that we can be happy. Now, what can we plug into? We can plug into life in the pure form, not through lens, connecting to those who matter, your culture, traditions, and stories. 4, nature, listening to birds, feeling the breeze on your cheeks, delighting the squirrels, collecting corns or whatever. Your values and living by them. And last but not least, what you desire and love doing. Remember how you played when you were a child and what you love to do. Reconnect to it. Now, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a demon. I'm sorry, not a demon. That's what I'm going to say. We have a great table topic master who will have the pleasure to catch people and put them on a stand to speak on their feet. I call him Lucifer, but it's not fair. He's not. He's a nice and a kind-hearted person. But still, we call him Lucifer because we like to do so. So please, Toastmaster Yahya Khan, go ahead and take the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Fattah. Now, to unplug and to plug in, the traits that were mentioned in both, the one that got to me the most was unplugging from others people's drama. Yet, I am here as Lucifer or demon, and therefore, the drama has just begun. Gentlemen, and soon we will have ladies in this club. Welcome to the Table Topics session. I'm your host, Table Topics Master, the demon, the Lucifer, the man who's going to torture all of you here right now, Yahya Khan, Toastmaster Yahya Khan. And my job is simple. As Table Topics Master, I am to go ahead and call for volunteers. Any volunteer will go ahead and proceed to the stage, or as such, the virtual stage here, and I will give them a question. They will have to give an impromptu answer, which, to clarify, is an answer which is unprepared in the form of a speech. Therefore, it's an impromptu speech. You will go ahead and give this speech for approximately 1 to 2 minutes, being a 30 seconds grace period. Now, with this, the session, the torture will begin. Don't raise your hands, please. I want to choose. Go on, make my day. Please. I had a bad day. Trust me. It's not like I'm smiling because it was a good day. No, I need this. Don't raise hands. Wow. You actually have. Oh, wait. Who is this? Who is this man here? I see people going ahead and pointing, but it seems like no one has raised their hands, and therefore I will get to choose. Now, from the days of old, from yonder, I have this little ritual whenever I get to this point and I don't know who to choose. Okay, I'm just gonna put you all in front of me and eeny, meeny, miny, okay. Amir.
Am I that unlucky?
Let's just say they don't call me Lucifer for nothing. So
I
here's
see
the
why they
thing.
called you Lucifer.
Well, it's not just one reason. There are multiple reasons, mostly pertaining to my caliber of questions. You see, even though the Toastmaster of the day has given us his theme, these questions, even though by pure coincidence, have actually managed to be contained within these. And therefore, you will have some semblance of a expectation. So let me go ahead, and since you are the first one that I've never went ahead given you a question before, so I'll give you a
Sure.
choice. Just choose a number between 1 to 10, and please choose something which will help you.
Uh, I don't want to go 6 since you're Lucifer. I'm going with 7 since, lucky number 7. It should be lucky, yeah? Or was it a trap?
You should have gone for 6. No. So let's see right here. Okay. Please pin the timer when you start speaking. Now,
Wait, how do I do that?
just double click on his face. Just double click on his face. That'll do.
What? Double click on whose face?
The timer. Mubarak Al Wahid.
Actually, you can just mind if I interrupt here. You can just right click on the timer and then click pin. It
In
will
video?
keep it. Yes. If you have the split screen video, just right click on the timer screen and click pin. That should do it.
Wait, I am not sure exactly how to do it. Wait, so I just right click on Mubarak Al Wahib, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Right
then,
click.
Pin.
Pin.
Click pin.
okay, I already did. And then what?
Your question. That's what.
Okay.
So, your question is, what is the one common factor that makes us human? What is the one common factor that makes us human? The stage is yours.
Okay, your question is the one common factor that makes us human. I don't know about this because, to be honest, being human is a lot of things. I don't think one factor will actually will actually tell me that this guy is human. It's like, but if you're going to ask for one factor, I guess it's being understanding. Not just being understanding on everyone's situations. Like, you should, like, as a person, you should know that everyone, not like everyone, came from different backgrounds, was taught differently, came from different culture, came from celebrating different traditions. So if I'm to say, being understanding is what makes us humans, with being like, even like for example, I was born someplace far to where, for example, you were, were born. Let's say I was born here, and you were born somewhere else. I'd understand why you treat things differently to how I treat things, you know. And like if you were like, as you said, Lucifer, okay, you won't think like the way humans would think. You won't be understanding. You're built to do something. You know, you take the evil guys, the like evil people to hell, and that's it. You don't be understanding. You don't, like, if someone says sorry to you, khalas, that's it. You're taking him to hell. And yeah, back to you, Mr. Khan.
I will be honest. I thought I had my stump. Yet came an educated answer to a very complicated question. However, I must say that there was one person who had not a common factor, and that was this one dude on the road having a rage and yelling expletives at me while it was his fault. Same goes for all of you who I've given hard questions. None of you understand me. I feel bad. But that is not my concern. I don't feel bad. I'm Lucifer. I enjoy. So, now, let's see. Will someone raise their hands this time and try to ruin my day or give me another early birthday gift? I'm not seeing hands. You guys are actually being nice to me today. How? Wow. Wow. It seems that there's the hand. And here I thought it was a two in a row.
I want to spoil your day.
Now, well, had a really good day too. So, DTM Fatah, you already know that the lucky number 7 has been eliminated. Number 1, of course. The man, the legend, number 1. All right. Here is your question. Would you risk your life for your own sake or for others? Would you risk your own life for your own sake or for others? The stage is yours.
Thank you. Would I risk my own life for my own sake or for others? Well, that depends on the situation, because when you ask the question, are we in a situation where my life is a danger and somebody else? Do I actually take care of myself and run away, or do I actually risk my life to save somebody else? So it could be, this is the scenario which I can think of in such a situation. Now, I'm sure most of you have taken flights and long flights, and I'm sure you heard the lovely stewardesses when they show us their body and they display what happens. They advise us when there is an issue, okay, and all the things come down, the oxygen things, and you have a child next to you, the first thing which you do, you put your mask first, and then you put your kids' masks afterwards. Because once you take care of yourself, you'll be able to take care of others. This is always, it's not selfish. And if you want to teach people what you do, you learn yourself first. As a leader, you become a leader, you become, you take all the values you learn, and then after you do that, that's the time you start giving away. You take, then you give. So I would assume when it comes to such a situation, a scenario which I've displayed, I will make sure I'm safe so that I can help others to rescue themselves. So this is how I understand your question. I gave you an example of the plane. I gave you an example of the leaders who learn, then they give. And in the same situation, I will save my life for my sake so that I can save the life of others, or sacrifice for the sake of others. Thank you, and back to you.
the myth, the legend, Titi and Fatah. You have given me a very great answer to why to when people ask me, the Toastmasters, when they ask me, why do you torture the people in your table topic sessions? It's because I entertain myself first and others later. So thank you for that. Now with this, we have 8 more questions, and I'm planning to take them all out today because I'd like to make new questions each time I do a table topic. So let's see the hands. I already see one. Ahmed Muhammad, please welcome yourself to the stage.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing, bro? Good?
I'm here. I come in peace.
You come in
Not,
peace. I don't.
not, not really, because like I thought if your day got ruined already, I might as well do the same.
Oh, I know, yeah, but you're at peace. I'm not. That's my whole point. I'll wage war. Now, with this, well, you have the lucky number 7 eliminated. You have the number 1 gone. So now at this point, you have all the other from the 10 list. So go ahead, choose.
I choose number 2.
Following the footsteps of the legend. You see, I'm looking at the question right now, and all I can say is, well, man, I had this question reserved for someone else, or actually, someone else inspired this question. Truth be told, so you're taking, as you said, sloppy seconds. So here's the question, Toastmaster Ahmed Muhammad. What creates an identity? Your question is, what creates an identity? The stage is yours.
What creates an identity? The question has been asked to me and to others. Well, an identity in the first place is how you identify. It comes from the word identification. So, coming to the what actually creates an identity. In the 19th century, everyone was busy with developing themselves. And let me talk about a generation that we usually go back to when people talk about identity and whatnot and what comes from it. And I like to refer to these people as Generation Z. Okay, so Generation Z are people who come after millennials, millennials being superiors. Generation Z in this scenario are people who lack identity. So what do I mean by lack identity? It's the moment where you do not know where you're going, what you're doing, or why you're doing it. Now, what creates identity? I would say simply long-term goals. Having a place where you want to reach and achieve. And you build your personality and your roadmap to these goals based on the situations and the environment. And that all formulates what I would say roughly as identity. Now, being a millennial, let's take the boomers out, I do have identity. Now, it's up to you, Generation Z, to find one. Thank you.
An answer has been presented, and an answer is brought by a question. And a question cannot be complete without the word quest. And my quest is to go ahead and finish these questions Therefore, my identity is Lucifer. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ahmed. And I already see a hand. Why? Yeah, you know who you are. Come, get it. Yeah. Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Amir, you know.
Okay, there are two hands because that's why I was confused. All right. I want to choose your favorite number, Mr. Lucifer. Number 6. It's also my favorite number. But I'm not a devil, unfortunately. Or fortunately, whatever.
Again, I had this question, safeguarded for someone
Oh
specific.
no, please.
But get ready, because it's a bit long. So here, realistically, not all promises are kept. So which promise or promises you are afraid you'll break? Realistically, not all promises are kept. So which promise or promises you are afraid you'll break? The stage is yours.
Okay, thank you for this question, Mr. Table Topics, or shall I say Lucifer. There's only one promise. That is a big no. You're not supposed to break. And for me, I'll choose my family's big expectations of me. I would beg, steal, do whatever I can. Keep this expectation. I want them to see me as their son. Muhammad Abdul Hadi, son of Abdul Hadi, the greatest petroleum engineer in Aramco. I'm his son. I'm Muhammad. And that's my promise. Back to you, Lucifer.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Amir. Now, you see, my parents, bless their hearts, they had their expectations that their son is going to be an angel, that promise. And here we are, demon, Lucifer, Satan's armpits sometimes. You can go ahead and just, list them all down. Anything, hell, yeah, that's here. I've done well to keep that promise. Now, with this, I already see another hand. Toastmaster Mubarak Al-Wahid.
What's the remaining number? Sorry.
Sorry for that little interruption. The remaining numbers, 1 has been taken out. 6 and 7 have been taken out. The rest are still yours. Oh, sorry, number 2 is also taken out. Keep that in mind, yeah.
Give me 3.
You ask, I'll give. And this is something Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Amir has already mentioned that he was willing to do. So let me ask you, Toastmaster Mubarak Al-Wahid, would you beg or steal to survive? Would you either beg or steal to survive? The stage is yours.
Okay, would I beg or steal to survive? I think stealing is not the only solution to survive in life. But I think you can create your own solution or advertise or ask for other professors or experts for what you have, what's problem you have in your life, and they can help you. They can manage your problem, and you can otherwise you can continue in your life without doing any illegal actions. That's my answer. Back to you.
A man, when he is given two paths, has chosen a third. You are what we call a pathfinder, a waymaker, a trendsetter. Good job, Toastmaster Mubarak al-Wahid. Thank you for that answer. Now, with this, oh, no. I beseech you all, none of you raise your hands. I need this choice right here. Well, it doesn't matter. The one who wanted to choose has already raised his hand. Go on, Toastmaster Khalid Yaqub. Welcome back to Toastmasters.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me. I
Oh,
missed this
man.
really.
Oh, man, I'll help you here any day of the week, my friend. Now, you already know how this goes. You've been here before. You've been here in the pan, the fire, the gas that ignites the fire. You've been everywhere with me on this. So go ahead, choose your number, choose your poison.
So do we have 7 open? Or is it 3,
No.
4, 5, 8, 9, and 10?
The 3 has just been chosen, yet the
Okay.
remaining are still alive.
I'll take 8.
You will take 8. Okay. This is a question that will be definitely relevant to you. So you should have a good time speaking on this. Your question is, if a peaceful life has no pain, then why is the phrase no pain, no gain so prevalent? If a peaceful life has no pain, then why is the phrase no pain, no gain so prevalent? The stage is yours.
Okay, hello gentlemen. My name is Khalid Yaqub, and it's been a while since I've attended Toastmaster meeting. Question given here to me by Toastmaster Yahya is why do people say no pain, no gain when a peaceful life has no pain? But I would like to say that a peaceful life doesn't come easy. Of course, for example, I want to say if a peaceful life, what makes a peaceful life? You know, as people are different in their interpretation of the word peaceful. Some people prefer to have a steady job and a family, and that's their peaceful life. Some people prefer not having a family, live alone, and be a farmer. This is their peaceful life. So it really depends on what type of peaceful life we mean. And in both situations, there is pain. When you want to have a stable job and a family, you have to work to get your grades, to find a job, to be good at your job, or at least decent in it, and find a good wife and be able to raise your family. So there's pain going into it to have a peaceful life. And then if you want to become a farmer, you have to learn how to be a good farmer. You have to know when to harvest, what to plant, where to plant, and the seasons. So to have a peaceful life, you need the pain. The pain builds the peaceful life. And that's my answer to your question.
Toastmaster Khalid Yaqub, you have given me a beautiful gift. To another question of why Toastmasters ask me, why do you give people pain in table topics? I say right now, right here, is because it gives them a peaceful life. Thank you, Toastmaster Khalid Yaqub, for making my position more strong. Okay, now, here, this time, I want Muhammad Al Sultan. Yeah, your mic, please.
Yes, I'm here. So
Okay. So, how how do you feel about these questions? You feeling lucky?
I hope so for today.
Have you ever done this before?
Yes, 2 years ago, and I didn't answer correctly the question. If Ahmed remember, Ahmed, I don't know his name for me.
Ahmed. It's this
Ahmed
one
Muhammad.
Ahmed. Ahmed Mohammed. Yes, you see
Yes.
him right here. Nice. Good, good. Okay, brilliant. Brilliant. So you know how this works, right?
Yes.
Great. I've already listed the questions. You have 4, 5, 9, and 10. So go ahead. Tell me.
I pick 5.
Ooh, 5. Let's see what's number 5. Ooh. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. Your question is, some say those who can't do teach. If so, what will you teach? Some say the phrase, those who cannot do teach. If so, what will you teach? The stage is yours.
Okay. Teaching. It depends on the culture where people don't teach. They don't do teach. If the culture, for example, if the culture, for example, don't know about car driving, for example, I will teach them about car driving, how the procedure to drive, and how they can drive safely and get. Actually, there's no license, but I can't teach them how they can drive safely and peacefully. That's my answer. Back to you, Khan, Mr. Khan.
Thank you very much for your answer, Toastmaster Muhammad Sultan. Thank you for participating. Truly, it's a courageous thing to do. Now, now. There's still someone here who hasn't got a question. No raised his hands, nor had the opportunity to be chosen. And you know what? Let's make it a Pokemon game. I choose you, Toastmaster Faisal Al-Malki.
I like to be chosen sometimes. All right. Give me your best shot.
Oh, so you don't want okay. I'll take that. I'll take that. You see, this question came and popped right into my mind as you were doing your speech, the big one. The big speech. So, you said that the most popular genre, right? Most popular genre, romance. So, your question, Toastmaster Faisal Al-Malki, is that if you say people want to feel love, my question to you is, what does love feel like? Your question, Toastmaster Faisal Al-Malki, is what does love feel like? The stage is yours.
Love. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. Bum 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 bum. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. Bum 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 bum. Baby, what is love? Don't hurt me. No more. Bum 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 bum. That's my speech back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you for such an insightful, meaningful, impactful, revealing answer to a question that literally everyone wants to know the answer to. No, I'm sorry. I have to apologize. Because, well, there are how many questions remaining here now? Think. Two more. So we have two more questions. Muhammad Al Hassan, Toastmaster Muhammad Al Hassan, welcome back.
Hello, thank you for having me again.
Truly, man, it's been a long time.
Yes, it has been.
Majestic beard, man. Truly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really, really digging the new look of the beard.
Thank
So,
you very much.
so since you have such a majestic beard, I want to try and help you, but you know, since being the devil, that's not my forte. I'll end up making it worse. So go ahead, choose the numbers between 4 and 10.
Between 4 and 10.
Yeah. No, like between
either 4 or 10.
Yeah, either 4 or 10.
I'll pick question 10 because it's the highest number.
Oh man, this question. Truly, let me just say this. I know you, or at least I know that you're a gamer. You have went through multitudes of lives. God knows how many respawns you've had. So, because of this, maybe you will have a...
Still the worst purchase I've ever made in my life. I regret this every day.
I'll tell you something. I didn't purchase it and I still regret it. But here it is. Here it is. Your question, Toastmaster Muhammad Al Hassan. Is it better to die young or die old? Your question is it better to die young or die old? The stage is yours.
Is it better to die young or die old? That is the question. If you probably asked me this when I was a kid, I would say, man, I would rather die young. I don't want to live through a painful life and have to experience some debts and taxes and then having to go through all of this headache and stuff. I'd be like, man, I would rather die young. I don't want to be a man. I don't want to be a grown up. I just want to be a kid and live my life as a kid. But right now, I would say I would rather die old, or prefer dying old, because there are a lot of experiences that are the reason why I'm really looking forward to waking up every day. Because if I die today, I'm not gonna play the new Elder Scrolls. Man, I want to be older so I can actually experience these things. I want to be able to experience the things that I'm looking forward to, either be video games or YouTube shows, or even Game of Thrones season 8 was really amazing. I really liked it. I actually liked it. I liked the ending. If I died young, I would miss out on the Game of Thrones. I would miss out on Dexter or TV shows or these things. So yes, I would say dying old is what I would prefer, or what I find is better in my own opinion, because there are a lot of things that you should be looking forward to, and you will miss out on them if you die young. That's pretty much my answer. And yes, Game of Thrones. I really like the ending. I'm not even joking. I actually liked it. Just making a point.
You see, well, I'm doing the UC phenomenon over here again. I'm pretty sure all of you have had your fun over that last week when I wasn't here. Yet I will go ahead and say, Toastmaster Muhammad Al Hassan, you have done something even the devil wouldn't do, and that is liking season 8 of Game of Thrones. I wonder, does that make you worse or better than me? I don't know. So let's just go. Let's just move on from that bombshell onto the last question. Now, I feel like nearly all of you have answered, except for one individual I see here. Ahmed D, you there?
Yes.
Welcome. How are you doing?
Hello there.
Hi.
How's everything? It's
Uh,
good to be.
it's great to be back. It's great to see you, my brother. And as you can see, I am having a great time today.
Yes, I will make sure to keep it going.
Okay, let's see. Let's see.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, all the other questions have been chosen, so you do not have a choice here. I would give you many choices, but well, circumstances. What can we say? So,
I had the number in my mind from the beginning, actually.
oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, this will be
Give me
very. I'm giving you, bro. Here's the question.
Hmm.
What is the difference between being proud and being prideful? Your question is, what's the difference between being proud and being prideful? The stage is yours.
What is my son, your guest? Good evening and assalamu alaikum. Now, Lucifer gave me a great question. What's the difference between being proud and being proudful? Well, I'm not a linguist, but I have to say that actually I am very proud. I'm not proud of myself. However, I'm always have pride about what we have reached in a club. I mean, every time I hear any of you speak, I feel pride that I have seen some of the starters of these great Toastmasters. So that can connect to me and being a prideful because of this pride. So I am pride of, and because of you, I am prideful. So each meeting I see, and in each meeting I didn't attend, I know that amazing things are happening because you guys are the people who are in that meeting. And I know, and I have seen a lot of the starters, and it's great moments of all on each of you. So that's my answer. Back to you.
Here I thought we were going to receive an answer explaining the difference, but instead, we have all been touched deep down in our hearts. Truly, I think this may be the best way to send off the table topic session. Yet, there is something more about this. I want to give you all an opportunity. I have been going ahead and punishing or, torturing or, you know the words. You could probably get more titles on me, but you know the words. I have been doing this for a long time, so go ahead. If any one of you has a question for me, I'll be glad to answer it. Any one of you.
I do.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Okay, being the captain of the ship and being the Toastmaster of the day, I make my rules as I go along. So I'm going to break the rule this time and make sure that the table topic master who thought that he is safe, he has to answer also a table topic question. So here's your question, Lucifer. Would you, it's very simple. I want to unplug from this subject which you have and change the tone. Would you rather be a tiger or a bird, and why? Would you rather be a tiger or a bird, and why? Stage is yours.
Toastmaster of the day, the man, the myth, the legend, the rule breaker. Going ahead and throwing a curveball straight at the table topic master, planning to strike him out. Out he wants the man to go. Asking a question. Tiger, bird, fly, or roar? The answer or the question is far more deep than that, pertaining to the personality traits of both of them. Either being a bird and flying sky high, soaring all throughout the skies, having a bird's view of everything down below you, being graceful, or being a tiger crawling across the ground, hunting, eating, growing stronger. See, that's not much to answer, except I am a tiger. I mean, I can't really imagine me being a graceful bird in the canyon. I'm sitting here going ahead and giving questions left and right, eating at them, going ahead and giving them trouble, all sorts of, like pulling dirt on them. I mean, a bird does that from the sky, but still, I've been doing that too. I've been going ahead and making people's life a little bit miserable. But here's the thing. I will go ahead and say that, birds are graceful and tiger is a low and prowler. But there's beauty in both. Be it you go ahead and take any one of them. That's who you are. I choose to be a tiger. That's fine. It's just I like cheetah more, and then the next closest thing is a tiger. So, I mean, there it is. The best answers in life are simple, not complicated. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Please give him a good hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for this great session of table topic. I call it was an inferno. Question coming from hell. And what do you expect if you put Lucifer as your table topic master? Thank you. It was a great session. I enjoyed it. Now, before I hand over to the general evaluator and we move on, let me remind you of the 9 easy ways to start unplugging again. Simple. Start the day with yourself and never make the social media the first thing that you bring into your world. Nobody else is more important than you. 2, grab a cup of coffee, your favorite coffee. Spend quality time with your cat, with your dog, with your friend, with your kids. Read an empowering book. Go for a walk or go cycling. Watch something you love. Travel. Go for a walk. Exercise. Create your own rules and take back control of yourself and of your life. These are some of the methods of how you can unplug yourself. Now, having said that, I will hand over the mic to our great general evaluator, Toastmaster Ahmed Muhammad, to either take us left or take us right or take us up or bring us down. He's the boss. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, DTM Abdel Fattah and Toastmaster of the day. Well, I see a cat has joined our meeting. Welcome. I see you took DTM Fattah's advice to heart and you have immediately got your cat. Well, I'm glad to be here as your general evaluator and start the evaluation session. Now, this evaluation session is very innovative. I must say, there's, I see, there's someone smiling there. Because of it being very innovative, there are 3 main parts to this session. The first one is going to be the evaluation of prepared speeches. The second is going to be the evaluation of the role bearers and the reports. The third part is going to be my overall report of the meeting. So without further ado, let's start with the first part. If the evaluator of the first speech is ready.
Yes, I'm ready. Yes.
All right. So without wasting any more time, please help me welcome Toastmaster of the day and our evaluator for the first prepared speech, DTM Abdel Fattah. Thank you. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Now, Toastmaster Faisal Al-Malki. Wow, that's what I can say. Now, I have prepared myself. Okay, I worked hard. I did some criteria, and I was thinking, now, where can I really make recommendation right now? And trust me, each particular criteria, 9 criteria I made, and you scored in each one of them. The speaker developed a long speech and engaged the audience for an extended period of time, 22 minutes. That is the main purpose of the project. That's the #1 purpose, and you have done it in 20 minutes. The choice of the topic was appropriate to the audience. Yes, it was, because I, as one of the audiences who have been dreaming to write a book, you have re-energized me to really start thinking again, and I'm sure others were. The connection between the speaker and the topic, very simple. You wrote your own book, you're so passionate about it. Was the story credible and authentic? Yes, it was, because you talked about your own experience. Was the message clear and powerful and at the heart of the speech? Absolutely. You met every single criteria I wrote here. Did the message resonate and help the speaker to connect with us? Yes, you did. Now, you were engaging. You have an engaging personality. You are open and welcome demeanor, and you have an appropriate vocal variety in certain stages. You showed enthusiasm, you showed passion, and you had confidence. It was a great speech. You have started by asking so many questions, which is a great idea. Okay, who am I to write speech? What I'm going to write about? Where I'm going to start? Things which keep actually our minds ticking and thinking and expecting something to come forward, which we are looking forward to. And you started from the age of 16. You gave us your story. And then you have explained to us the process, what you need to know, the 4 phases, the finalization, the publication, and the publication. And you gave it to us in details. I'll tell you one thing. If this is how you deliver a keynote speech, okay, keynote speech is a speech which usually before any event, a person comes and makes an introduction. You start thinking of TED Talk. Believe me, you can do a great job. Now, in order to move that to that particular area, I would recommend something. If you see them in TED Talk, the pace is slower. When you actually speak, you do actually have a slower pace. And I would have rather done if I was doing it, I would have done it, how to write a novel. I would have gone through the stages you have done, the difficulties you have faced. I would have read maybe a passage from the novel itself. I would have read something, how you started it at the beginning and how it was at the end after reversing it. And then instead of going into details about the marketing, the publishing, the finalization, I would have focused on this area and then left this as headings and say, I can talk to you about this, because the purpose is to arouse us, to really motivate us to write speeches. Okay, when it comes to that thing and when we start, maybe then you can talk about the other areas in details. Other than that, it was great, slower pace, focus really on more details. We wanted to know actually what you've gone through and maybe read a part of your speech. It was great. TED Talk one day, we'll call you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much for an innovative evaluation with amazing technical recommendations. Faisal is going to, of course, benefit from that. And now I'm going to go to the next part. Since we have only one speech today, the next part is the evaluation report of our role bearers. Now I'm going to start with our timer, if our timer is available. We want the timer report for the table topics. If he's not available, we can.
Okay, I will send him the chat. Sorry? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. If I would just ask for the timer report for the table topics. Table
Okay.
topic speakers.
Okay, can I send them or say them now?
Just just you can say them now. The stage is yours. Just the name, the time they took, so we
Okay.
can note them down.
Okay. Number one, Amr, he took 1 and 58 seconds. Mr. DTM, Fatah, 2 and 101 second. Ahmed Muhammad, 2 and 10 seconds. Muhammad Al-Amir, 1 and 5 seconds. Mubarak, 53 seconds. Khalid Yaqub, 1 and 40 seconds. Muhammad Sultan, 1 and 3 seconds. Faisal, 1 and 5 seconds. Muhammad Al Hassan, 1 and 42 seconds. Ahmed Dawood, 140 seconds. Yahya Khan, 150 seconds. 155 seconds.
55. Okay, so according to the rules of Toastmaster, I think all of us, as table topics, are qualified for the voting, even with the 53 seconds, because there is actually a grace period for that too. So yes, actually, some people do that. So now we're not going to have anyone left out for this meeting. We're all we're all going to be qualified for the voting session. You saw the names. Please send the name. You can start voting now. Send the name of the person you think is the best table topic speaker to the Ahan vote counter, Muhammad Al-Amir, in a direct message. And we will, yeah, he did say, send me the votes, please. We will continue now with our next role bearer for the day, which is, I believe, our grammarian. So if our grammarian is ready to give his report.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Muhammad Al-Amir, the grammarian for tonight's meeting. Unfortunately, there was only one guy who managed to innovate his speeches with the word innovate. He used the word in an innovative way for 3 times. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator Ahmed Muhammad. I appreciate you. And best of luck, I guess, in the next meeting for anyone else. Okay, let's start with the bad grammar that I noticed. Okay. Yeah, there was a funny mistake in grammar I heard in this meeting. A speaker said, if anyone wants to answer a question, please go ahead. Well, I'm sad to say that questions are asked and not answered by the persons. Yeah. Okay. Other mistakes I've noticed that there was a simple mistake. A speaker once said, "What is problems you have?" He should have said instead, "What are the problems you have?" Such a simple mistake. I didn't notice any major mistakes. The major mistake I noticed, actually, a plague spread by the devil himself. I'd call that the Lucifer syndrome. Everyone in this meeting have been repeating, "You see, you see, you see, I see," unnecessarily in their sentences. I mean, if you are short in time and you want to get that qualification for the table topics, I don't mind. But sometimes it makes the speeches ugly, if you ask my opinion. So please, guys, you need to find a cure for this plague, unless the devil himself would like to grace us and cure it himself, which I doubt that. And that's it for to me. Everyone had excellent grammar. Nothing stand out for me, especially. That's it for to me. And back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed Al Amer. But don't go anywhere because, you know, in an innovative way, I'm going to be calling up for you again because you see, you are also the Ahan vote counter. But first, I need to make sure. Is the votes ready with you or are they not?
Well, I need to count them first.
All right, I'll give you time to do that and skip on to my part, which is, you know, evaluating the meeting. Now, I have several points to talk about. First point is the meeting time. I believe 6:30 has been announced again, and I believe this is the second or third time, if I'm correct, where we have started 5 to 10 minutes late. Usually it happens. I guess it was mostly because we're waiting on maybe more members to join, you know, and have the number. But if that's the case, I think we can just announce maybe the meeting 6:45 minutes. That's a suggestion. If we can start 6:45 instead of 6:30, we can discuss that. Okay, so this is one of my first suggestions. Instead of usually starting the meeting 5 to 10 minutes late. The second point is, I believe Mohammed Al Hassan is here with us and he enjoys Game of Thrones. Well, my friend, I'm going to say you missed out on season 9 because Sansa Stark decided to show up and yell in our meeting. So basically, Game of Thrones decided to release a new season, you know, featuring Pansophy Toastmasters. But listen, this happened, and it's kind of our first occurrence to have someone troll our meeting. See, I have a suggestion for that too. If we think the host, if he thinks that there's someone who have joined and might seem a little bit fishy, you can maybe ask them in DM to verify themselves, or just open the cam, close the cam, you know, some verification method to make sure we don't have these trolls interrupting the meeting and releasing new seasons of Game of Thrones in the Toastmaster meeting. Okay, so you could also tell me your reflection on this suggestion. Now, the third part is, it's very innovative, guys. We were actually very innovative today, and innovatively using the word of the day is also counted as innovation. But I would want to ask a reflection of any of the guests here. Do we have someone here who is a first timer in Toastmaster? If you do, you can unmute, and we would like to hear your opinion about how the Toastmaster meeting went. Do we have anyone? We don't have any guests. Oh, okay. I see. All right, so I think this part is out of the way. Now, let's see. Our on vote counter has been focused and counting. And now he's face palming. He's not
The
ready.
table topics was so competitive that everyone is choosing someone else. I don't have a clear winner, unfortunately.
So, okay, wait a second. Okay, so I guess in this scenario, you have become a very important person, my friend, because now you can actually tie break. You get to decide.
Oh God. No, please.
You get to decide, and nobody's going to know because nobody knows the votes. So you can just announce the winner when you're ready, and nobody would know. We only know who you voted for, but nobody else. Is it a two-way tiebreak or a three-way? Just to make sure.
Literally every single one is choosing someone else. Literally.
Okay. I think okay guys, I just found I found the solution. Faisal just told us the solution by luck. He was waving a coin, and as you know, Faisal usually tosses a coin to his witcher. So he has done it, and he took out a die, a D20 die from the D&D campaign, and he's going to roll. Are you going to roll for us?
Yes, we are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. I will roll a d12. Everyone will be a number from 2 to 12, excluding 1. 1 will be a reroll. All right, let's see. I will go on the participants list. Where is the participants list? From top to bottom.
This is the best tiebreaker.
All right, that's a 1. Let me roll again.
Oh, no.
All right.
Even the dice.
We got 11. So the last one.
That's Toastmaster Yahya or who?
No. That's
It's
11.
from your screen.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So wait, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's the second last one? Muhammad Hassan.
Okay, so
There we go.
I guess Toastmaster Muhammad
Hassan,
Hassan
congratulations.
best table topics.
And I say Game of Thrones is really good. Season 8, that is.
Well, it was a very competitive tiebreak, and we have found an innovative way to find who the winner is. So I guess this Lucifer really doesn't like me this time. So I think this has been a really great session. It has been really great meeting. My overall conclusion of this is that our energy is what really drives this meeting, our smiles, our passion to Toastmasters, and why we love public speaking in the first place. You know, when it comes to these meetings, we all are very busy most of the days. We try to find our time to actually attend these meetings. First, to just enjoy and entertain ourselves before others, you know. And second thing is to actually benefit from these meetings. I'm sure we all have many to learn from others, many things, and we have all learned a lot today. Now, this brings, I guess, an end to our session because I did not really have to announce who the best speaker is or who the best evaluator is, because we really had one speaker and one evaluator. I'll just announce them very quickly. So our best speaker for tonight is none other than Toastmaster Faisal Malki, and our best evaluator for tonight is Toastmaster DTM Abdel Fattah. Thank you. Now, I think my part is done. I'm going to go back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So give a good hand of applause for great evaluation, very professional, very deep, and we all benefit from it. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Now, before I hand over back to the president of the club, let me go back to the theme and remind you of the following, because this is my conclusion. The key to unplugging is tuning into you. What does an unplugged life look and feel like to you? It might be going off the grid, pursuing your creative passion, spending more time, laughing with friends, releasing a few of those extra curricular activities you felt you had to do. A weekend, retreat, an extended holiday, once or twice a year, or you don't have to budget or to plan too much. All these are activities that you can do in order to unplug yourself. And before I close, I would like to applaud Toastmaster Faisal Al-Malki for the way he handled the table topic speech, because this is the first time I heard this. Thank you. And with that, I conclude my session as the Toastmaster of the day. and obviously hand over to the president, hopefully reminding him that he can remind the ExCom about the court on Friday. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, DTM Fattah, for that wonderful conclusion. And as you're suggesting, I was actually going to bring this up. On Friday, tomorrow, we have a, what was it, a court?
Yes, Scott, club officers training.
Club officers training. Now, the club officers training is very important that you should all attend, because the club, it's actually one of the things you need to become a DTM. I checked the list for requirements. So one of the things you will need to become a DTM is a club officers training, and you have to state the date you attended a club officers training. And later on, when you go ahead and apply for DTM, you can put this as part of your progress. So it's not just the two other paths. And I recommend everybody here to register for it, because you will thank me later. You'll thank me later.
I add one more thing. By attending the officers themselves, by attending, we get half a point for next term as a DCP point, half a point. In the second court, we get the full point. That's
all right. So let's make points for this club, guys, especially officers. I'm looking at everyone here. Yahya, Ahmed, who else? Muhammad Al-Amir. We all need to go into this meeting and accumulate points for our club. All right. Okay, and that's it. I think that's all. Like, I want to talk to our, I'd say, new members, but everyone here seems to be enjoying our club and our regulars. But I do want to say thank you all for coming to this meeting. Thank you all for participating. And also, next week, I expect a lot of you to give your icebreakers here. Or certain individuals here must give their icebreakers. Yes, I'm looking at you, Amir. All right. And with that, I'd like to end this meeting. Thank you all so much for attending. Have a wonderful night.